Welcome to Bongo Shiksha. Today I am going to discuss what are Lokpal and Lokayukta and why do we need such institutions, means Lokpal and Lokayukta. Then background, how it came into force, Lokpal and Lokayukta, the office of the Lokpal and the Lokayukta. Then we will discuss the structure of the Lokpal, then Lokpal jurisdiction and powers, and after that limitations, what are the limitations on the independent institutions like Lokpal and Lokayukta, and suggestions or remedial measures for this. So first I am discussing, I'm starting with what are Lokpal and Lokayukta. The Lokpal and Lokayukta Act 2013 provided for recommendation provided the recommendation for the setting up of the Lokpal at the union and the Lokayukta at the states level. These two institutions are statutory bodies without having constitutional support or constitutional status, and these institutions perform the function of the ombudsman and inquire into any allegations of corruption against certain public functionaries and for related matters. So next obvious question comes that why do we need such institutions? Why they are so much important? Lokpal and Lokayukta, the office of the Lokpal and Lokayukta is so much important. Next, I will discuss this. So, first point that maladministration or corruption is like a termite which slowly shakens the very foundation of the nation and at the same time weakens the administration to perform its duty. Second point that most of the anti-corruption agencies are hardly independent. Even CBI has been termed by the Supreme Court of India as caged parrot and a master's voice. So this is the second point, and third point that there are the problems of accountability, internal transparency, and moreover, the most important that there is no definite separate effective mechanism to put checks on these agencies. So in this context, the formation or the recommendation for the establishment of independent institutions like Lokpal and Lokayukta, in fact, indeed, a landmark move in the history of the Indian polity and gives suggestions and advice in the perpetual problem or to the never-ending menace of the corruption. So this is the why do we need such institutions. Next, I am coming to discuss about the background, that how it came into force. In 1809, the office of the Ombudsman was officially inaugurated in Sweden. In India, the proposal for the constitutional ombudsman was first proposed by the then law minister Ashok Kumar Sen in the parliament in the early 60s. The term Lokpal and Lokayukta have been coined by Dr. L.M. Singhvi. And in 1966, the first Administrative Reforms Commission recommended the setting up of the Lokpal at the Union and our two independent authorities, Lokpal at the union and the Lok Ayukta at the state level, to inquire into the problems related corruption and of certain public functionaries and including MPs. So this is next that India against corruption movement, which was led by Anna Hazare. This also put pressure on the United Progressive Alliance UPA government, which resulted in the passing of the Lokpal and Lokayukta bill in both the houses of the parliament. It got its presidential assent on 1st January 2014 and came into force on 16th January 2014. So this is the background how Lokpal and Lokayukta came into force. মানে লোকপাল এবং লোক আয়ুক্ত এই যে দুটি ইন্ডিপেন্ডেন্ট সুপারিনটেন্ডেন্ট অফিস আমরা ডিসকাস করছি, এটা বেসিক্যালি ওমবার্ডসম্যান সুইডেনের আদলে করা। তো এবং সেটা কিভাবে এলো, কার্যকরী হলো এবং ইন্ডিয়াতে কিভাবে সেটা প্রতিস্থাপন হলো সেটা নিয়ে এতক্ষণ ডিসকাস করলাম। নেক্সট আই এম গোয়িং টু ডিসকাস দ্যাট স্ট্রাকচার অফ দ্য লোকপাল. A Lokpal is a multi-member body comprised or composed of one chairperson and maximum of 8 persons. The chairperson of the Lokpal must be either the former Chief Justice of India or the former Judge of the Supreme Court. And out of the maximum 8 members, 50% members will be from the judicial members, and minimum 50% will be from among the persons from SC, ST, OBC, minorities and women. Next, that among the non-judicial members, that one person should be the eminent person having distinguished knowledge and expertise of minimum 25 years in anti-corruption policy matters. And the judicial member of the Lokpal is either Judge of the Supreme Court or the Chief Justice of the India. The term of the office for the Lokpal and the members of the Lokpal is for 5 years or till attaining the age of the 70 years. And the members and the are elected or appointed by the president on the recommendation of the selection committee. The selection committee is composed of the Prime Minister as the chairperson, Speaker of the Lok Sabha, the leader of the opposition leader in the Lok Sabha, Justice of the Supreme Court, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of India, and any judge recommended or nominated by him or her, and an eminent jurist. So this is about the structure of the Lokpal. Next I am going to discuss the Lokpal jurisdiction and powers. Jurisdiction of the Lokpal includes Prime Minister, ministers, members of the parliament, groups A, B, C, D, officers, and officials of the central government. Then the second, that jurisdiction of the Lokpal included the Prime Minister except on allegations relating to international relations, security, public order, atomic energy, and space. The Lokpal does not have any jurisdiction over the ministers and the members of the parliament on any matter said in the parliament or a vote given there. The Lokpal Act mandates that all the public officials must furnish their assets and their liabilities as well as their respective dependents. The Lokpal also works as the superintendent over and can give direction to the CBI for any inquiry. And the inquiry wing of the Lokpal has been vested with the powers of the civil court. Lokpal has the powers of confiscation of assets, records, documents that has procured through some corruption and some special circumstances or in special circumstances. And Lokpal has the power to give directions to prevent the destruction of any records during the preliminary inquiry. Next, I am going to discuss the limitations. The institution of Lokpal has tried to bring about a landmark change, a much needed change in the battle of fight against the corruption in the field of the administration, but still there are some holes, some loopholes and lacunae which need to be corrected. Otherwise, it is not possible for the Lokpal to remove the entire corrupted system, to enter corruption from the society. It's not possible for the Lokpal. And suggestions in order to tackle the problem of the corruption, the institutions of ombudsman should be strengthened both in terms of the functional autonomy and in terms of the availability of the manpower. And greater transparency, more right information, empowerment of the citizens is much needed, along with a good leader who is willing to subject itself to public scrutiny. Moreover, Lokpal and Lokayukta must be financially, administratively, and legally independent of those whom they are called upon to investigate and prosecute. So these are the suggestions how we can tackle this problem of corruptions, which is happening in every nook and corner of the society every time. And Lokpal is entrusted with such enormous duty to clean up all the means corruption, menace of corruption from the entire administrative system. So this is Lokpal and Lok Ayukta. You have to remember that Lokpal is for the union level and Lok Ayukta is for the states level. So this is about the Lokpal, Lok Ayukta. Thank you.